Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Church at Home with Rachel for Tuesday, the 7th of January. I don't know about you, but anytime I go through Christmas and New Year's, and even when things are perfect, they never are, but you know what I mean, there's that kind of like a crash afterward when you realize, that a week ago you made all these New Year's resolutions and everybody was all happy and lovey-dovey for Christmas, and then you get back to work or you get back into the swing of things and you're like, oh. Maybe you gained a few pounds and the pants don't fit comfortably, or you look at your life and think, it's January and it's dark and gray and snowy or rainy, or the weather's not the greatest. And you're like, oh crap. A couple of months ago, a song was released. I'm a big country music fan. Some of you know that already. And there is a singer called Jelly Roll. It's a silly name, I know, but he has an amazing voice. If you haven't checked him out, I really encourage you to do so. And he has had for a couple of months. And before Christmas, I don't know about where it is now on the charts, but just before Christmas, it was still on the charts. And the song is incredibly powerful. So I'm going to read you the lyrics and invite you to check it out on YouTube, look it up on the internet, and listen to the song, because the sound of his voice adds to the depth of the lyrics. And the song itself is written by Ashley Gorley, Casey Brown, and Jelly Roll. So he participated in this. So this is the song. Here are the words. He says, I am not okay. I'm barely getting by. I'm losing track of days and losing sleep at night. I am not okay. I'm hanging on the rails. So if I say I'm fine, just know I learned to hide it well. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know, when it's all said and done, I'm not okay. But it's all going to be all right. It's not okay, but we're all going to be all right. I woke up today, I almost stayed in bed, had the devil on my back and voices in my head. Some days it ain't all bad, some days it all gets worse. Some days I swear I'm better off laying in that dirt. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know, when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all going to be all right. It's not okay, but we're all going to be all right. Going to be all right. Going to be all right. I know one day we'll see the other side. The pain will wash away in a holy water tide, and we're all going to be all right. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know, when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all going to be all right. It's not okay, but we're all going to be all right. I'm not okay, but it's all going to be all right. That is a very powerful song for me, because although things are going pretty well in my life, that speaks to the eras of my life, whole periods of time that sometimes lasted years, when getting up in the morning was as much a difficulty as it was to face the day. Getting up and having a shower and facing what was ahead was like, what's the point? Nothing is going to change today. Nothing is going to be better than it was yesterday, and it was crap yesterday, so why bother? Why bother getting out of bed? And yet I did. For some reason I did. And I think for a lot of people in our society, for a lot of people in our world, those lyrics say it really, really well. There are some people who seem to have the world by the tail, and they do. There are lots of people who seem to have the world by the tail, and that's the key word, seem to. On the outside, they put on a good face. They go out their door and they tell the world everything's awesome. My kids are perfect. Look at Facebook. Everything I post on Instagram or on Threads or on Blue Sky. It's all good. It's all great. It doesn't matter that I used a little AI or a little, that touch up from the Google Pixel thing, that, to clean those blemishes away or to reposition myself smiling in the picture, because not everybody thinks it's all going to be okay. The truth is, we all struggle. Every single one of us have struggles. Some of them are big and loud and out there for everybody to see, so that people can say to us, hey, I can help. Or some people will say to us, get over it. We all have problems like that. And sometimes that kind of sentence is exactly what sends us right straight back into our bed with the devil on our back and the thoughts in our heads. But sometimes, most often, I think probably, especially in our world, where it has become so difficult to speak a truth if you feel like you're one of the ones being shut down. And that's happening to a lot of people I know, that they're feeling like they can't speak their truth because it just picks a fight, or they'll be told they're wrong, or they're too sentimental or too woke or something, and they bury it inside. They don't have the ability to write a hit song to express the truth they're feeling. And the fact is that they are not okay, and it's not okay, but it's all going to be all right. And it's true. I know that many of you don't believe in God and think that this is all hooey, but I do. I absolutely believe in God because I know there have been times in my life when it wasn't okay. And the only thing that got me out of bed every day was knowing that someday, even if it was on the other side, even if it was when I was washed in the water of the holy tide, I knew that that day would come. Even if it wasn't in this lifetime, I believed that it would come in the next. And that got me up and moving and out the door. And sometimes when we get moving and we get out the door, even if we're trying to hold that facade, everything's awesome, look at me, world by the tail, other people see that glimmer. You know that what I mean? That look in your eye that other people who experience what you're experiencing know. It's kind of like Masons, the Masonic handshake. I don't know what it is, but they have a special way they shake hands. And that indicates to the other person that if they are also in the know, that, hey, you're wearing this together. We have something in common. And if they don't know, then nobody else notices. There's something about people who go through difficult times, and there's something about people who have recognized things that no one else does. A parent who's lost a child, a person who has been the breadwinner who loses their job. There's a way that we talk about things. We see things. We see things differently when something happens to us that helps us to connect with other people who have something in common. And sometimes, quite often, I think it's things like music or art or poetry or movies or sports. There's something in that interest we have that helps us to dive in and to connect in a new way. And that song by Jelly Roll, I'm Not Okay, is a powerful, powerful song. So if you, in the aftermath, and I choose that word intentionally, if you, in the aftermath of Christmas and the New Year's celebration, are feeling like you're not okay, listen to that song. Comment here, email me, and let me know how you're doing, and I will pray for you. But know that it's okay to not be okay. It really is. And you know what? I'm going through a season like that myself. So is Rob. Everything is not okay. But it's all going to be all right. It's just the way of life. But we're going to be all right. So I encourage you to grab your Google, go to your YouTube, search out that song, I'm Not Okay, by Jelly Roll. Jelly, Jelly, Roll, Roll. And have a listen to it. He's one of those singers where I could actually hear, like understand the words he's singing. So listen to that song. And maybe, just maybe, it will become for you an anthem of it's okay to not be okay. Until the day when you realize that your anthem is changing. That song that sings of your soul might change to something else. But this is, right now, this is my anthem. This is the song that I listen to and it stops me in my tracks. It reminds me, I've been here before and I got through it. God is good. God is faithful. And the goodness doesn't mean great times. And God's faithfulness does not mean everything is just hunky-dory all the time. The goodness and the faithfulness are in that God is with me in this time. In this time. Saying to me, Rachel, I know it's not okay, but it's all going to be all right. So for whoever is watching, please know that I do believe, I recognize that right now, it's not okay, but it's all going to be all right. God bless you. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for just being you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made, and you are loved. I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel. God bless.